Take a look, guys. Take a long, nice look. Read it. University of Arkansas.
Hunter, what the heck is happening?
Woo pig. I'm so excited to be able to wear this sweater. I've had this sweater for years. I've worn it before, but
I've worn it.
not for such an occasion.
I've worn it too with a black skirt.
That's what I'm wearing today.
Yeah, so what she's telling you is that it looked better on her.
I mean, that's
It's
obvious.
happening.
I wasn't gonna argue that. But yeah, we're speaking here at the University of Arkansas.
Did you give up on your Team USA?
Yeah, it's too long. I feel like that episode in Severance. It's like, come on, honey, it's just one more.
Oh my gosh.
No spoilers, because I'm watching.
Yeah, that's not a spoiler. What is this, Distinguished Lectures? Yeah, Distinguished Lectures Committee. So that in turn makes us distinguished gentlemen and gentlewomen.
I'm a gentleman.
Distinguished gentleman Tara Davis Woodhall.
Do you recognize this? Like when you see this, do you see what does it mean to you? Yeah, that's me.
What do you mean?
Like this photo.
Yeah,
Do you
I
think-
remember the exact moment.
I know.
I was looking up at the board, looking at my jump.
It's just so crazy. I look at it like I think we're like babies, but this is like 6 months ago.
Yeah, it does feel like forever ago, though.
It does.
Like, it feels like that was years ago.
Yeah.
This is I don't know if maybe people are new here. I went to college here. We lived in Fayetteville I lived here for 7 years. Tara lived here for 3 years, 3.5 years. So this is our home. And the University of Arkansas brought us back to speak. And this Distinguished Lectures Committee is like run by the students and they pick the speakers, which means they chose us to come here, which is really awesome. So thank you guys. I can't tell you how happy I am to be back here.
Woo pig.
Woo pig.
Woo pig.
This is my refund for all the tuition.
And parking tickets.
And parking tickets. They're not paying me that much.
Yeah, that's way too high.
I had my moped impounded once. And they wouldn't give it back until I paid all my parking tickets.
Didn't you? You couldn't graduate
I couldn't graduate either. And they kept my diploma for months.
until you paid, and they were like, it's fine.
And I'm not complaining. This is my fault. You want to know what else is funny? The parking here, any University of Arkansas student will know this. The parking here is so bad. There's just not enough parking for students because it's on a hill.
And they took away the parking.
And I never had a handicap pass in my life. I never used a handicap pass. And I got here and the parking was so bad that I was like, I might get a handicap pass. And so I did, and it made parking easier. Because it's like all the parking spots are filled,
Basically,
and then
what
just
he's
a bunch of
saying is,
handicap passes.
get your legs amputated so you can get a handicap pass at the University of Arkansas.
Are you having trouble parking? Handicap passes here are just for me and student athletes who have temporary handicap passes because of their injury. Yeah. I've never seen a handicap space used here for anything other than that.
Is the bathroom? No.
What is it?
That's where we're probably gonna go talk.
Oh.
I just can't win, dude. Post on Instagram, people tell me I'm fat. I get skinny, people tell me I'm pale. Like, what do you guys want me to do here? Okay, I'm a specimen of human. No, I'm not even that. I'm just a guy. 11, 12.
Y'all both sound great. And then,
prove
does mine
that
sound
I
good,
count.
Katie? I'm a little worried about it staying in place. This one like looked but if y'all ready to get started,
Rock and roll.
awesome. Can you speak a little bit on your time as a Razorback athlete? What it was like running for us? Do you have any favorite memories?
For sure. Fayetteville's my favorite place in the world. It's incredible. And when I was getting recruited in high school, it was like really hard for me to get a scholarship, to get a college to like really bet on me. And the University of Arkansas was the first school that really like stuck their neck out for me. And I came here and I remember just being here on my visit and seeing the facilities and like, I came from Salt Lake City, so you had this idea of like what Arkansas is gonna be like. And it just like blew all my expectations out of the water. The coaches, the team, like everyone was so cool. I just like kind of felt like it was where I needed to be. So coming here was incredible and it helped me develop so much like as an athlete and as a person. And I'll say winning like the first SEC title with the team was like a big dream. And then like scoring at SECs and helping the team score was really special for me. Such a dream when the University of Arkansas reached out to have me come speak, because I love this place so much, and I feel like I've poured so much into this place. I feel like every time that I give to Fayetteville, it gives back. And it just like, I don't know, it's this feeling of like wholesomeness and just a place that like, it just feels like home. Great community, great people. So like, I would rather not be anywhere else other than here speaking for sure.
And then Tara, what does it mean to you to be asked to come speak to the University of Arkansas?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. I feel like I'm an adoptive Razorback at this point. I've been coming here since Hunter started to go here, so it's been about 7 years now. And so it's cool. It's cool to come back and for us to even be speaking. I'm like, really? Us? For real?
And I saw another video that y'all posted about the Paralympic trials and the able-bodied trials being on the same weekend. What does this mean to y'all in terms of like progress and equality for all athletes?
So much. I mean, for perspective, last year, like we had our trials. Mine was in Miami and hers was in Eugene. So you literally couldn't get farther apart. And it feels like it's like there's this purposeful separation of everything. And it was like, we live in a world where we do the same sport and that's it, right? We train together, we recover together, and like we're in the same sport until we get to competition, and then it's separated. And it brings this question of like, well, what is different about it? Like other than we're putting a label that is different. And coming off the Olympics and the Paralympic Games, like we saw how much excitement there was, not for one or the other, but for the sport of track and field. And it felt like such a like cool, natural step in the right direction of like bringing everyone together and just like celebrating the sport of track and field. So it was really cool, really, really special. And it'll be the first time we've ever competed at the same national championships.
So the moment that was seen around the world on social media, the win that you got at the Olympics this summer, can you kind of talk about your perspective in that moment, and then Hunter, get your perspective, and just kind of, you guys can either go one and...
Yeah, so I was in the middle of competition, and that moment was my final jump, and I knew I had won up until that point. I just wanted to jump one more time as the Olympic champion. I didn't really care what I jumped. I just wanted to jump one more time, have the crowd in my hands, and I jumped and I fell back into the sand, and I just took in the moment of hearing the crowd yell and scream and chant just because I had done what I had done is won the Olympic gold. And I had came back up, and the first person I saw was Hunter, and the only thing I could do is just run and jump into his arms and just celebrate with him, and that's where the world saw him, call me the Olympic champion, and it was one of the sweetest moments. He was the first person to ever call me the Olympic champion, and yeah, it was incredible.
It was really, really cool. It's hard to put into words because it's like such a special moment, but the whole competition, although she was like leading the competition and jumping really well and really composed, like it's sports, so you never know what could happen. So up until like 30 seconds before that, we did not know if she won. And then the final jumper had went before her, and that locked it in. And then there was like a few minutes there where it was kind of just like processing that, oh wow, she just won the Olympics. But that final jump was kind of like the closure of it, of like it's over, it's done, like job is done. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of was just sitting there in like awe, just like I'm so happy for her. Like I didn't think about what I had coming up. I was just in a moment of like, this has got to be the best moment of her life. Like this is incredible, and I was so excited. And I was just kind of watching her like be in that moment. And then when she got up out of the stand, like we were just looking eye to eye, and it was just like perfect.
It's crazy watching it on video over and over again because like that is one moment you only get. That is like one moment. And so like someone captured it, and so to be able to relive that moment over and over again, it's like, it's so special, so like you almost can never forget it.
Anything you guys want to say that I didn't ask you?
Go Hawks!
Go Hogs! That's not out.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank
Got
you.
it. Enjoy.
Okay, so how are you guys doing this evening?
Good, we're back in town.
Yes.
It feels good.
Have you guys done anything interesting today? Like, did you go on exploration, or did you kind of just come
Actually-
here?
It's so funny, like we got here and we were like running errands
Like, we
as
had-
if we're home.
I went to the doctor's this morning.
Okay.
We worked out.
Worked out.
Got a haircut.
Like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I made my appointments.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds like a pretty successful day, honestly.
It's good.
Okay, are you guys ready to start some questions?
Are you?
I am. I'm so ready. First up, How did you decide that you wanted to be athletes, and was it instinctual?
I was thrown into track and field when I was 4 years old. My dad had a track team in Texas and he created one, and so I'm the baby of 5. I have 2 older brothers, 2 older sisters, and so they were into sports at the time, and I needed somewhere to go during the summertime. And track it was, and it was fun. I wanted to be just like my siblings, and I saw my sister doing long jump. I think I really wanted to start just because I wanted to play in the sand. That was it. And then, it's gone on from there, and I kind of fell in love with the sport. Started getting really good. I was competing up with the older division because I was always the youngest. And started getting really good at track and field, and went to University of Texas, University of Georgia, and the Olympic team.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Hunter?
Yeah, my path was like different in a lot of ways. Like I wasn't like a super athlete to start. Like I feel like Tara's always kind of been like incredibly athletically talented, but similarly, like I had 2 older brothers who played sports, so I always played sports. And I remember like when I was like 9 years old, I would run like 5Ks with my family, like turkey trots, or like around the holidays we'd have a 5Ks. And I would run in my like normal walking prosthetics, and they're like really stiff and rigid, kind of like a medical boot or something. So it was really hard for me to run, but I like enjoyed that time. I enjoyed being with my family. And then around 10 or 11, we had seen like Oscar Pistorius running like with the running blades, like getting ready for the Olympics. And I was like, man, that looks a lot better than what I got going on. So we asked the people at Shriners Hospital for Children if we could build running legs. And they built the first ever pair of running blades. And I remember the first day I got them, like it was such a like weight off my shoulders, such a freedom. Like I could do this thing that I loved, and it was no longer like as hard as it was before. And then from there, like I joined the track team in junior high, and I was like for sure the worst person on the team, but I like had fun with it. And I love track because there was simple formula of like the more work I put in, the more disciplined I am, the better that I get, right? Because it's just a time on the clock. And I fell in love with that process, and I really just started to like pour into the sport. And then by the time I like got to the end of high school, I was like really competitive, not just as an amputee, but as like an able-bodied runner. And that's how I ended up here, University of Arkansas, and the rest kind of is what it is.
What was your favorite moment during your track careers?
I mean, cringy, the day I met you. We actually met at a track meet, which is kind of funny, and in Pocatello, Idaho, which is the most random state and random city to ever exist. And we met there. Like completely different worlds, completely different like paths of life, and then now we're here. So that's definitely one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, I've never had that much fun on a track meet by myself. Like, anytime I compete by myself, it's like cool, but it's like go there, get the job done, and then get back to Tara. But like, I remember in college, especially when she was at Georgia, because we were both in the SEC, like, anytime we had a meet where Georgia and Arkansas were competing, I was most excited that I would get to see Tara. And so I think like, yeah, just the journey together, like doing it together. I remember like, when we would compete here, we would have to stay off-site at a hotel. And then when we would compete anywhere, we'd obviously be at hotels. And I remember like, me and Tara would always be like sneaking into each other's hotels. And the Georgia coaches hated me. They couldn't stand me. And they'd see me, they're like, oh my God, here we go. And then when she would come in our hotel, the Arkansas coach would be like, Tara, what's up? So yeah, that was definitely like the highlight, and still is. Like, we just have so much fun together, and it just makes like the actual competing of it more fun.
Great.
There's like so few of y'all. Come say what's up.
What's happening? Hi. Hi. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
I love your boots.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, nice to meet you.
But yeah, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. He's yapping away.
That's fun.
That was fun. Yeah, it was cool to be so
Oh,
intimate.
I left
like,
my
so
phone
few
on the
people.
seat. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start off with kind of a big question, so, oh boy, get ready. Okay. Hunter and Tara, what are your proudest moments of your athletic career?
I mean, yes, winning the Olympic gold medal was like the best moment of my career, but I think getting 2 scholarships to 2 D1 universities without like having my parents lift a finger off their pocketbooks. I feel like college is one of those things in families where it's a big ask, and I was blessed enough to go to school for free at 2 colleges, so that's my biggest one.
Proudest moment, I would say the same for me is getting a scholarship. I had not a full ride, but I had something, you know what I mean? And I had a really difficult time even getting into college. Like, I was the first double amputee to ever do it. And like towards the end of my high school career, like I was running super well. I was like one of the best in the nation, but I was getting no calls from colleges. So there was a moment in time where I thought like, oh, this just isn't gonna happen. And I felt like very devalued. I felt like all the work that I had put in was for nothing, because I'm like, I have all the things on my resume that says that I should be able to get a scholarship, and no one's calling my phone. So it felt pretty tough. And then the University of Arkansas, when they reached out and kind of stuck their neck out for me, I remember coming on the visit and just seeing the campus and seeing the team and like being like, this is where I want to be. And then I remember being in the office with the coaches and my mom and them offering the scholarship, and I was just so proud of like, man, somebody finally sees the value. And yeah, that was it for me.
Wow, that's awesome. Honestly, I really imagine you guys would both say a gold medal, so that really like speaks. Like, I mean, honestly, you guys are both Olympic gold medals, and here you are. Like, it speaks to how much you value education and your parents, and that's awesome. Speaking of a gold medal, you have both won your first Olympic gold medals in the 2024 Paris Olympics and Paralympics. Having competed in past Paralympics and Olympics, what do you think caused the shift from silver or bronze to gold?
A lot of things. I would say one of the biggest things is like right after Tokyo, like Tara didn't finish the way she wanted, I did not finish the way she wanted, and Tara was supposed to move back to Austin as she had just graduated college and like get all her stuff and collect herself and then come to Fayetteville. But she's like, nah, I don't want to do that, I want to go straight to Fayetteville. So like literally from the Olympics, came back to Fayetteville and we moved in together, and I think that was like the first day of like, all right, now we're in this together. Like instead of being 2 separate athletes at 2 separate schools on 2 separate things, it's like, all right, now we're a team and we can do this together. I think the other thing we did, like for so long in our careers, we would tie our performance on the track to our value as a person and be like, I'm not doing well on the track, so like that reflects on me as a person. I'm not a good person. And it took us to be like, we are who we are, and like we have the value in ourselves and we see that, and then whatever happens on the track is like can be separate from that. And that made us start focusing on like the journey and just like being in the moment and like recreating our why. And we're like, why are we doing this sport? And the answer was because we love this, we're passionate about this. And I think probably why like our answer is not the Olympic gold, it's our proudest moment, is because we didn't have that goal. Like our goal was to make the Olympics, and we told ourselves like no expectations. Like whatever happens, happens. Let's just get there and then let it go from there.
I just feel like we gave ourselves a chance. Like we put ourselves first. We never doubted ourselves that we could be the greatest athletes and greatest versions of ourselves. And I feel like, yeah, once we shifted our mindset and learning how to cope with the world that's going on, it changed everything and brought joy back.
So kind of speaking to your competition preparation, is there any like sort of mindset or pre-race ritual that you guys go through, or what's the vibe of going into that huge competition that you've trained so hard for?
I am like the most superstitious person.
Okay.
So everything is like has to be the same. Okay, well the night before a competition, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
So I have to eat a plate of pasta. Honestly, doesn't matter what pasta, because you can't be that picky, because you know some people don't have good pasta. So, but you just got to deal with what you get. And I have to have at least 2 glasses of red wine. Put me out. And then keeps going. So I have to have long socks on. Have to.
And she forgets them every time.
Yeah. We are definitely going to the store as soon as we get somewhere to get some long socks. I do, so long jump, the sand gets in your shoes. Like, if they're not long, they're gonna get inside your socks, and I have to like constantly mess with my shoes. It's a bit tedious. And then music.
What's your favorite genre?
Literally everything. I could listen to sad music, I can listen to rap, I could listen to some oldies, it doesn't matter. Literally anything. But Megan Thee Stallion gets me absolutely hyped. She makes me think I'm a bad girl. There's an interpreter, so I was hoping she didn't tell me.
Also, when every time we wake up, like in the morning for her competitions, like I know I'm just like shut up and just do what I'm told. So right away, like we wake up and like everything needs to be like neat. And when we first get to a room, like Tara explodes. Like her stuff is everywhere, like all over the place. Morning, we wake up, make the bed, pack all the bags, make sure everything's clean, turn on the music, let her get ready. I usually have to go and buy socks, and then we get ready for comp.
What about you? What do you do?
I have like, when I tell you I have no routine at all, like I'll be like getting ready for a race and Tara's like, what do you need? Like, what are we doing here? And I'm like, dude, I'm chill, like, I don't know, like whatever's going on. Like, what do you want to eat? I'm like, I don't know, what do they got? But I think like to your question about like mindset, for so long, like we were doing the same things and we would just show up and we'd be so anxious. Like I remember like before races, Tara used to literally like have panic attacks the day before a race, like crying, like so stressful, and me the same. And I think last year what we changed is like we realized that a good mindset comes from preparation and not from what you're doing on that day. Like you can come in with the best mindset on that day, but if you know in the back of your head that you haven't done the right things leading up to that moment, there's gonna be that voice in the back of your head that says you're not ready, you don't know what the outcome's gonna be. But we realized like when you get to the day, say it's a test or a sales meeting or whatever it is in your profession, and you know you've done every single thing you need to put yourself in a good position that day, you're gonna walk into that way more confident. And that's what we did going into the Olympics, is like, we went in there knowing that we didn't leave anything on the table. So whatever the result ended up being that day, like, it just is what it is, we can't control that. But what we did know is that we were ready to go, and that we just had to go out there and execute.
Yeah, sounds like you guys definitely have like the mindset down and everything. Are there any extra things you guys do to take care of your mental health, competing in such a high stress sport and level?
Yeah, I go to therapy. Before going to the Olympics, I was in therapy once a week, sometimes twice, because I just needed to talk about things that was going on outside of track and field. And then I journal. I journal a lot. I journal all my workouts. I journal my thoughts. I journal whatever I'm feeling. And I think that's helped a lot to get it off my head. I have a therapist. I have my support system, but it's different when you can basically write whatever you want down, and it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be anything meaningful, but being able to just journal and just share my thoughts helps a lot.
Yeah, I think something else that we've been able to do is like compartmentalizing the things that we're doing. So like, for example, when we're at the track, like all we focus on is what we're doing in that moment. Like being at the track, being present, being in the moment, and then when we leave the track, like making sure we leave whatever's going on there. So when we go home, like we're not bringing other things into our relationship, into our lives, like we're focusing on that moment at hand. So I think like making time for yourself and understanding that like you are more than what you do at your job. You know what I mean? And you don't need to bring that home. Like you can separate those two things, and then you have time to like do other things you like. Like for me, like I love building Legos. Like it gives me a chance to just like zone out and like do my own thing and be in my own space. Like Tara loves taking care of plants. So it's like finding other things outside of that thing that you do that kind of allow you to like take a mental break from it, allows you to stay fresh. So then when you go back to track, like, oh, I haven't been thinking about this all day. So now I'm excited again to get back to what I'm doing.
How do you balance like supporting each other, like as a couple in your athletic career and individually?
I think it's one of the most easiest things to do is to show up for someone else. And that is, I feel like, our relationship to a T, is that we always show up for each other. And that is like the only way that we could get through this sport and, for me, life. And I think that's just so important, because if I didn't have that person to show up for me, I don't think I would show up for myself. So
Yeah, I think empathy is a good word.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, like, we have the blessing to be able to train with each other every day. Like we cook together every day. Like everything that we do is together. So we both have a really great understanding of like how much effort is poured into these moments. So when we get to a meet, say Tara's competing and I'm not, like, I don't have a problem like stepping back and letting that be her day. And like my job, I know, is I need to do whatever is in my power to make sure that she has what she needs to do well. And it's like, it's just understanding like other people and what they're going through and their moment, and it's just like a little bit of empathy and like stepping back and humbling yourself a little bit and understanding that like you can build great things together, but you got to understand like what your role is in that day. And a lot of those times it's just like being there for somebody, being that rock or whatever it is they need, like who knows. But yeah, I don't know, it works for us.
You got
All right. Should we do a full one?
it. No, you got it. I want to see you do it.
Oh man, now I'm embarrassed. All right, ready guys? Pig suey. You gotta do the last one. Pig suey. Pig suey. Razorbacks.
Can I take a picture of it?
Yeah, for sure.
Good job, man. You called the hog.
I had to take that opportunity. I was like, I might never get this opportunity again.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That is awesome.
Yeah, grab it.
No way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's real. I would have held it the whole time too. I would have held it the whole time. But like,
Did you think that?
touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did you wear it?
The
when you got
people's
back
medal,
home?
man.
Yeah.
Well, if there was a gold medal for being great police officers, y'all have them.
Stop it.
Right here. 3 of
That's
them.
awesome.
Appreciate it. Give them out.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna go to the green room, let
Yeah.
them clean out, and then we'll do our little
Picture thing.
picture thing, and we'll take you back home.
Yeah.
Rad.
We're gonna stand in the middle and you guys follow around us.
Nice.
Are we doing
Should we go full pig?
Yeah.
Oh, she slipped it in there. Slipped it in.
She almost threw up the horns too.
Thank you guys. Yeah, thank you so much. Great job. Enjoy the rest of your stay. Yeah, appreciate it. Bless you.
And that's a wrap.
If you don't go to University of Arkansas,